Hi everyone, this is section 1.2 polynomial division day 1 for integrated 3 KC4. Okay, so this section is going to be fairly long. We're probably going to do a few days at least. Okay, so if you have any questions on this, please let me know in class because this is a tough section. So the first thing we're going to start with is the factor theorem. Okay, so the factor theorem states that when you are given a function f of x and x minus c is a factor of f of x, then f of c has to be equal to 0. Okay, that is the definition of the factor theorem. So I'm going to go into showing you a couple examples so you know exactly what that means and how to apply this theorem. Okay, so example number 1 says, determine whether x minus 2 is a factor of f of x equal to 2x to the third power minus x squared minus 7x plus 2 using the factor theorem, and explain. Okay, so what we're going to do here is that they give us that the factor is x minus 2. Okay, so that's what you're going to start with. If I have x minus 2 and I set that equal to 0, x has to be equal to 2. So what I'm going to do is wherever I see x in my function, I'm going to plug in 2. If it gives me 0, that means yes, it is a factor. If it does not, then it is not a factor. So f of 2 is equal to 2x, or not x, I'm sorry, 2 times 2 cubed minus 2 squared minus 7 times 2 plus 2. Okay, so now you can go one at a time and evaluate what these are and then add them or subtract them depending on what they're asking, but you don't have to do that. Okay, you can use your calculator, not your phone calculator, so you can either use one of the TI Inspires in class or one on your laptop, or if you have your own, you are more than welcome to. Plug all of this into your calculator. Include parentheses, okay? I know that the number is not negative and we usually use parentheses for negative numbers, but this is just going to get you in the habit of always using it so you're always right and the calculations aren't messed up. Okay, so if you go ahead and do that, you will get 0 at the end. Okay, so that means that f of 2 is equal to 0. So my answer is yes. X minus 2 is a factor since it equals to 0. And that's all. I've answered the question and I've explained why it's true. Okay, so we're going to do that again with the second example. I have to determine whether x minus 4, so that's my important factor, is a factor of f of x is equal to 7x cubed minus 21x squared minus 25x minus 16 using the factor theorem. And again, we need to explain that. Okay, so I have x minus 4 equal to 0, which means that x is equal to 4. So f of 4 is going to equal to 7 times 4 cubed minus 21 times 4 squared minus 25 times 4 minus 16. So if I go ahead and plug all of this in my calculator, you will end up getting negative 4 when you plug in 4, which is not 0. It is not what you want. Okay, so the answer to this one would be no. X minus 4 is not a factor because it equals to negative 4 and not 0. You need it to equal to 0 in order for it to be a factor. So this does not work. Okay, so that is day 1 on the factor theorem for this section.